This is Top 30.
Welcome to the show. I'm Richard Bacon.
And I'm Kristen Smith. We have 30 stories in 30 minutes. Let's get started. The TSA is expecting more than 65 million people to travel during this year's spring break season. But travelers beware, scammers are on high alert looking for vulnerable tourists to target. So first, be aware of pickpockets. Avoid wearing expensive jewelry or clothing in heavily trafficked areas and try to blend in with the locals as much as possible. It's smart to always keep your valuables protected and in sight. Second, don't take gifts from strangers. There have been reports from New York to Nepal about fake Buddhist monks offering tourists bracelets or medallions for free and then demanding money afterwards. They are trying to exploit people's desire to be respectful of other religions, so it's best to just stay away. Third, travel in groups. There's safety in numbers, we've heard it before, and one of the easiest ways to avoid getting lost and in a potentially dangerous situation is to make sure you're with other people at all times. So while vacation is definitely a time to let loose, it's important to not let your guard down to stay safe.
Let's go to the New York Stock Exchange for our Fox Business Minute with your friend and mine, Nicole Pedalides. Nicole, I hear there may be some good news for Toys R Us.
That's right, Richard. The CEO of the company that makes Bratz dolls wants to save Toys R Us. Isaac Larian and other investors have pledged a total of $200 million and hope to crowdsource $800 million more to save 400 stores. Why the interest? It could be that nearly 1 in every 5 Bratz dolls are sold at Toys R Us. Before catering to the masses, Apple co-founder Steve Jobs made schools a priority. Now, the tech giant wants to win back students and teachers from rivals Google and Microsoft with low-cost iPads and new software for the classroom. Amazon has been granted a new patent for delivery drones that can react to human gestures, such as people screaming and flailing their arms. No word yet on when or even whether the system will debut.
And I hear that Walmart has filed some patents as well.
That's right. One of these is drone assistance, which would check prices, provide directions to customers to specific objects inside the store.
Interesting stuff. Nicole in New York, thank you.
The Sacramento Police Department released helicopter video of the moment 2 cops chased down a suspect, ultimately killing the unarmed black man. Believing he had a gun, the cops fired about 20 shots at Stephon Clark, but it turns out he was just holding a cell phone. The young man's death has sparked controversy and protests. The 2 officers are on paid leave during the investigation. And the FDA has approved a new robotic device for doctors, and they're hoping it can eventually detect and treat lung cancer. It's called the Monarch platform and would be operated manually by the doctor using a video game-like controller. And Jennifer Garner flew her geek flag for pal Reese Witherspoon's birthday, dressing up in full band gear, playing Happy Birthday on the saxophone. Reese, of course, loved it, and so did we.
America's housing shortage is even worse for buyers looking for their first home. The real estate website Trulia found that there are 3% more homes on the market than a year ago. But that increase is almost all due to expensive houses. The number of starter homes dropped by more than 14%. The few available homes in that category are more expensive, smaller, older, and more run down. The median listing price for a starter home is up more than 9.5% from last year. They're 2% smaller and about 9 years older than starter homes of 2012. More than 11% need renovation. Starter homes are now the least affordable kind of house, costing buyers about 41% of their income. By comparison, buyers for premium homes are only spending about 15% of their income on housing. One economist for the site said first-time home buyers may feel as if their American dream might be a nightmare.
Danielle Knox from Fox 35 Orlando brings you what you need to know today. Hey, Danielle.
Hi there. That's right, Kristen. Here's a new reason for you to hit the snooze button. Doctors say the more you sleep, the less likely you are to develop Alzheimer's. Research shows sleep helps clear your brain of harmful plaques that can lead to the disease. Taking a test and need to lower your stress level? Bring your dog to class. A new study finds that providing college students with dogs during exams can help lower their stress as well as help them do better on tests. The study by the University of British Columbia in Vancouver confirms what some have long suspected, that cuddling and playing with doggies is good for your mental health. Well, bye-bye rainbow bagels, avocado toast, and unicorn lattes. It seems goth foods are all the rage now. They're black, and they're made with activated charcoal, and they include things like black toast, black coconut ash ice cream, black rice, even black pizza. Happy eating. And that's what you need to know. Kristen, back to you now.
You know, I think I'm gonna have to pass on that black pizza, but thank you, Danielle.
It is time now for Royal Watch with the Sun. Let's check in with Arthur Edwards, the Sun's royal photographer for 40 years. Arthur, you're in a car. What's happening?
I'm on the way to Heathrow. We're going to Belfast tomorrow to photograph Harry and Meghan. This week we discovered that it's a Californian lady going to make her wedding cake. It's elderflower and lemon cake. This is what Meghan wants. And it's going to be decorated with buttercream and fresh flowers.
Speaking of the royal wedding, there will be no prenup. How usual or unusual is it for there to be no prenup in a royal wedding?
This is not a showbiz wedding. This is not a celebrity wedding. This is a royal wedding. It just doesn't exist. I've never, ever known anyone even discuss it before. Yeah. We still believe in this country, you know, it's hard to believe that marriage is forever and there's no need for prenups. And I imagine the royals figure that's the same.
There's a new book about Prince Charles. This book was really harsh on him.
I believe some of the things are possibly true, but it's the way they're written, as though this is a pampered, petulant prince who really doesn't contribute much. This man contributes an awful amount. This is not the man I recognise. This is not the Prince of Wales I've worked with for the last 40 years.
Yeah, good for you, Arthur, standing for what you believe in and care about. A joy as ever. Arthur, live streaming from a car on your way to Belfast. Thank you. Another car maker is under investigation for possibly cheating emissions. Over 100 police officers raided the German headquarters of BMW, as well as an engine factory in Austria. Prosecutors said they were investigating whether two diesel models, the 750XD and the M550XD, were equipped with so-called defeat devices. Software installed in some diesel cars can determine whether the engine is being used for emissions testing or regular driving. It can then adjust engine performance to pass emissions testing and then go back to higher levels of pollution when the test is over. BMW says it alerted authorities when it realized such software had been installed in some cars by mistake. It will recall over 11,000 vehicles to correct the issue. It isn't the first such investigation for a German car company. Volkswagen admitted to installing equipment to cheat emissions testing in about 11 million cars. BMW said it's cooperating with the investigation and denies any wrongdoing. Welcome back to Top 30. The National Institutes of Health are examining the ethics of a new study about alcohol, much of which is being funded by the alcohol industry. According to the New York Times, these scientists went to the alcohol industry and said to them, give us some funding, because here's a unique opportunity to potentially show that moderate drinking isn't that bad for you. And they said that to them before they had looked at a single patient, allegedly.
Yeah.
But what you're doing is you're going straight to the vested interest, right?
Yeah, and that brings integrity into question.
Yeah, exactly.
Or lack thereof. You know, as long as I've been in the television business, I have reported on stories about, is one glass of red wine good for your heart? You know, it is. It isn't. It is. It isn't. So a study of this magnitude is needed.
When you undermine the credibility of science, then you undermine the credibility of real studies. The consequences of undermining science are enormous.
You know, the NIH is investigating. They're targeting these specific researchers on this study to figure out what the heck happened and really what is going on. So, I mean, hopefully wine is good for you to come full circle. Hopefully my one glass of red wine at night is good for me.
What about one bottle a night?
I think that's a little excessive.
Unlikely. Thanks. It is.
All right, how about this story? One woman traveling from Washington, D.C. to Texas was told she had to get off the plane. She live tweeted the entire conversation that she was having with the airline, and she said she didn't want to give up her spot. She wasn't given a choice, but she was given a voucher for $10,000.
Before she got the $10,000, like they were offering her other stuff as they tried to get her to give up her seat. So she tweeted at one point, I also got 2 $10 meal vouchers. I am going to go insane at Pizza Hut. And here she says...
I want to be her friend.
She's hilarious. This is the funniest one. On the upside, I wasn't physically dragged off the plane and my dog wasn't killed on board, so I've got that going for me, which is nice. Well, that one tweet also pulls in 2 of their other big PR nightmares.
The doctor being dragged off a plane, and just recently we even reported on the bulldog who sadly died in the overhead bin. That was a nightmare. So this is big for United, and I think it's a brilliant move in terms of PR and kind of trying to redeem themselves.
The power now is they're annoying you in real time, you tweet in real time, you hashtag the company, they see it in head office, and they have to react.
It's given us some power, right?
Yeah, it makes me want to get thrown off an aeroplane.
I know, right?
Yeah. I might go and get on a United flight and ask the staff to be rude to me so that I can live tweet what they're saying and try and make myself a handsome amount of money.
Let me know how that goes. I'll just follow you on Twitter.
Top 30, we'll be right back.
In today's Hometown Stories from Fox 32 Chicago, Raquel Lopez went to Advocate Christ Medical Center for what she thought would be a routine scan, only to find out she had colon cancer. The bigger problem, she was already months pregnant. Luckily, Lisa Weiland had gone through the exact same situation, and she later gave birth to a healthy baby girl who's now 2.5. Lisa and Raquel started communicating on Facebook and recently met in person for the very first time. Raquel gave birth to a healthy baby boy who's now 8 months old, and she just finished her chemo treatments. In our second story from Fox 2 Detroit, Kevin Dutch Whitbrod is a decorated Marine veteran and a 2-time Purple Heart recipient. But he's been living without a furnace in his home ever since the 2014 flood that put much of Detroit underwater. He relied on wood, some space heaters, and his oven to stay warm in the winter. While some local sheet metal workers donated their time and materials to build Dutch a new furnace and central air unit.
I'm absolutely overwhelmed. I can't put into words. I'm thankful to the fellows at Sheet Metal Workers Local 80.
In our final story from Fox 29 Philadelphia, we've previously talked about Wildflower, the stray pit bull from South Carolina who was enrolled in narcotics detection training thanks to the help from the Throwaway Dogs Project. Well, now we're glad to report that Wildflower has graduated from that program and is going to work at a police department in Oklahoma, proving no dog is a throwaway dog. Welcome back. YouTube announced new guidelines for what videos people can post to the site. The new rules ban people from uploading videos that show how to assemble a firearm or install various accessories, including high-capacity magazines. Now, as you can imagine, this is very controversial, got a lot of people talking. These new policies will be enforced starting next month. They are not banning gun demonstration videos. They are banning a number of other videos.
I know why some organizations are against it, and they claim as well, some places, that this could improve safety, that watching these videos can improve safety. I guess they mean safety in terms of how to handle a weapon. Yeah. But it's hard to really see how the world's going to be worse off as a result of YouTube banning instructional videos on how to put together a semi-automatic weapon.
Yeah, well, I definitely like to think that. I mean, we survived before YouTube even existed.
Right, exactly.
You know, anything that can make the world a safer place. I know a few days after the Vegas shooting in October, YouTube changed the guidelines there and banned videos how to install a bump stock.
We make guns look sexy on posters, in television and films. We make them exciting to use in computer games. And we make them available in shops and easy to assemble through YouTube videos. The likelihood that there is no correlation between that and some of these dreadful incidents that we see is low. Let's talk about an airline that is banning obese passengers from flying in business class. Thai Airways is using new planes that have seats that convert to a flat bed. Those seats have new airbag systems and safety belts that only fit passengers with up to a 56-inch waist.
This also applies to parents with young children on their laps.
Yeah.
You know, when you have a little baby, put the child on your lap, but now they won't be allowed in business class either.
The issue about obese people is probably more controversial, but all I'm saying is, even though they're business class seats, for the economics of the airline to work, the seats can't be that wide. Sure, they go flat, but they're not any wider than these things here.
Yeah,
and
the discrimination, though, is a real thing.
But why? You've got to have a cutoff.
Discrimination.
They can't just say be any size. What happens if you can't fit in the chair?
Hey, I didn't write the rules. I'm just saying. People are saying that, you know, there are people who are going to be offended by this.
Aeroplanes do have a maximum takeoff weight, like they just do.
Yeah. Now to a story people are talking about as well, March Madness. But oh no, I'm not talking about the games on the court. I'm talking about the shots of kids crying in the stands. Viewers have noticed CBS showing sobbing children after emotional games and are crying foul. Now we know the pictures of the kids are very sensitive, so we're choosing not to use them during our discussion here on Top 30. But this debate has gotten so heated. The executive producer at CBS was actually asked about it, and he said that, you know, they show happy kids, they show happy adults, they show happy people. We also show unhappy kids and unhappy people. It's part of the emotional experience of the game.
Yeah. I think I agree with that. It's a reasonable point.
I do. I understand that.
If you were showing a little kid crying as a result of something deeply personal or a family trauma, or that would obviously be wildly inappropriate. But actually showing a kid getting really passionate about sport, in some ways, is quite a charming thing.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
No, it
oh,
totally
God,
is.
They care that much.
I do think it's the parent's responsibility to choose if their child can handle that type of emotion.
Yeah.
And they go to the games with the understanding that they might be on TV.
They were very emotional, but it turns out some of those little ones had just been told they could no longer fly flatbed to Thailand. So, you know, they really got them right there.
Yeah, it did.
Top 30 will be right back.
According to studies, facial massage accelerates blood circulation and lifts and sculpts the facial muscles, resulting in radiant, younger-looking skin, which is why we've got today's Top 30 deal, the Luce 180 facial cleansing and anti-aging device. This 100% hypoallergenic, ultra-soft silicone facial brush uses micro-vibration massage to gently remove dirt and debris while enhancing circulation, reducing the size of pores and appearance of puffiness, and improving skin elasticity and moisture retention. It even increases the absorption of your favorite skincare products. It's USB rechargeable and 100% waterproof, so you can easily use it when traveling or in the shower. The best part, it's great for all skin types. The Luce 180 facial cleansing and anti-aging device retails for as much as $110, but today you can buy it for just $43. That's about a 61% discount, and you can get this right now at top30deals.com while they last.
The new show gives us a unique perspective on the incredible forces of nature that allow life to breathe. Nat Geo's One Strange Rock tells the story of a weird and wonderful planet. Here is a preview in today's Nat Geo Minute.
The Amazon rainforest is 10 times the size of Texas, producing 20 times more oxygen than all the people on the surface of the Earth could consume. But not one breath of it leaves the Amazon. There are so many animals living in the Amazon basin that the life there uses all that oxygen up.
Watch the world premiere of One Strange Rock at 10, 9 Central, Monday on Nat Geo.
Some good news for Canadian Aeroplan members. The Air Canada loyalty program has partnered with Amazon.ca and will start rewarding members next month when they shop with the online retail giant. The VP of Aeroplan Partnerships says, "We want to make sure our members continue to earn where they shop. So as shopping habits evolve, we want to make sure we're part of that story." According to the rewards program, members will earn at least one Aeroplan mile for every dollar spent on Amazon. Aeroplan members can begin collecting miles from Amazon on April 24th. This June, Elmer and Fran Armstrong will celebrate their 55th wedding anniversary, but they've already received an incredibly sweet and touching gift from their granddaughter. 24-year-old Courtney Stepp, a photographer, decided to recreate her grandparents' first date at a St. Louis Steak and Shake in 1962. While the location they originally met at has since closed, they opted for another Steak and Shake in the St. Louis area, and they even ordered the exact same meal, hamburgers and a strawberry milkshake. Courtney told People magazine it was really cool to watch them relive their first date. They were giggling and laughing the entire time. They were literally cracking up. The adorable photos have since gone viral, and Courtney says she's going to present an album to her grandparents for their anniversary in June. Elmer says he first met Fran on a rainy day, but now their long-lasting love shines brighter than sunshine. Very sweet.
Nice story. Here is what's coming up on the next show. Experts say a certain type of retirement plan can be especially helpful for young people trying to plan their future and lower their tax bill. Plus, one of the world's most iconic motorcycle brands will sell an all-electric model for the first time ever, and the inspiring story of one woman in Texas who's taking on her community's homeless problem by running her own food truck. These stories and more coming up on the next Top 30.